What's the deal, my people? You know what it is, the Don Tony Teflon, and I'm back at you another one. And in this video, I'm going to break down the Game of Thrones new teaser trailer for Season 7 and tell you exactly what it truly means. Now, the first thing that we are shown is the Targaryen symbol in a black stone, and black stone means a lot to book readers. Now, there is two known black stones that are used for construction. The first is dragonstone. Dragonstone is the building material used by the Valyrians in much of their constructions. It is harder than steel and diamond. It is believed the Valyrians used magic to work on this stone. The inner walls of Tyrosh, the black walls of Volantis, and the ruins of Valyria Fort Nath are all made from this fused black dragon stone. Now, another black stone of unknown origin has been used in the construction of several structures throughout the known world. Now, the difference between this black stone and the Valyrian dragon stone is that this black stone is described as oily or sometimes greasy, while the dragon stone is described as dry. Now, this oily black stone is used mostly as a foundation for most buildings that are built on top of it. It is on the bottom of Hightower on Battle Isle in Old Town, and is also rumored to be the foundation of the wall itself. And according to the Ironborn, the sea stone chair, what they use as their throne, was carved from this oily black stone and was found on the shores of Old Wick. Now, this oily black stone is supposedly infused with some type of magic that will not allow the White Walkers to pass over top of it, which is why most people believe it is at the foundation of the wall. Now, while we are looking at this sigil, we hear Daenerys Stormborn say, "I know what my father was, I know what he did, I know the Mad King earned his name." Then we hear dragons scream, and then we hear the Mad King scream, "Burn them all." Now, it is said that since the Targaryens practice an incest in which they use to keep their bloodlines pure, that it's a coin flick of what Targaryen could become mad. And I believe that this may be true, but it is not true with the Mad King. I believe the Mad King was shown a vision the same way Hodor was shown a vision, and this is what made him say constantly, "Burn them all," because he seen the White Walkers coming, and he knew that the only way to destroy all the White's army was to burn them all. And he became obsessed with this word and obsessed with fire due to this vision that he was shown. Next we hear Robert Baratheon say, "I'll kill any Targaryen I get my hands on," immediately followed by Cersei Lannister saying, "Anyone who isn't us is an enemy," which is alluding to Rhaegar and Robert's beef, but also that Robert is a kinslayer, because the Baratheons are bastards of House Targaryen. And the whole Baratheon line is based on usurping power. Now, Orys Baratheon, known as Orys One Hand, the founder of House Baratheon, came into power by defeating and killing the last Storm King, Argalet the Arrogant. Now, after he married his daughter, because he was the bastard, they had no house words. So they usurped the words of that family and took them for themselves. Ours is the fury. So in the next shot, we see the Lannister line usurping power from the Baratheons, getting done to them what they have done to others throughout their history. It's kind of like what John Gotti did to Big Paul. He up-jumped his bounds. He was not supposed to assassinate a boss. Just like the Baratheons weren't supposed to assassinate a king. It never works out in the end when that happens, just like it will never work out in the end for the Lannisters. Next we hear Joffrey say, "Sir Ilyn, bring me his head," referring to the death of Ned Stark. And I think this serves two purposes. Number one, we see Joffrey, a kid born of incest, supposedly mad, just like the Mad King was, because he was born of incest. That's number one. Number two, we see Cersei Lannister, who thought that she was in control, thought she had power, but really didn't have any, because she did not want Ned Stark executed. She wanted him sent to the wall, but she couldn't control Joffrey. And I think that's what they're showing this season, that Cersei's going to believe that she's in control, in power, but really she's not going to be. Next we hear Balon Greyjoy say, "We're Ironborn, we take what is ours." Then we hear Catelyn scream, and then we hear Roose Bolton say, "The Lannisters send their regards." So we have here more usurping going on, and what happens to the usurpers? They eventually get usurped themselves, and that's exactly what happens to the Greyjoy family, and that's exactly what happens to the Boltons. Next we're shown the sigil of the bear, the symbol of House Mormont. And it's because the Mormonts have supported Jon Snow and got him to where he is today. Whether it's at the war with the death of Jorah Mormont, which allowed Jon Snow to become the Lord Commander, or Lady Mormont, who supported him in the north and got Jon to become the King of the North. Next, I see what I think to believe the bear paw strangled by House Tyrell, which I think could mean that there is something bad in store for the Mormonts, unfortunately. Next, we hear Olenna Tyrell say, "Do you think I was going to let you marry that monster?" saying that she is another person who is a usurper who schemed to get Joffrey killed, and it worked. And in the end, by the next thing we see, it did nothing to save Marjorie, because Marjorie wound up dying and getting burnt up by the wildfire by Cersei. And so the woman who thought she was so smart and such a great schemer really got her whole family killed by her plotting in the background. And I think that that will show this season that she is feeling really guilty about that whole situation. Next, the statue starts to spin around and we hear Cersei being proclaimed Queen of Westeros. And as it's spinning, it starts to snow. And when it snows, it freezes the statue and the statue starts to crumble. At first, we see the Targaryen symbol crumble. Then we see the Baratheon symbol crumble. And then the Lannister symbol crumble. And I think that's what's going to happen, that the Lannisters will fall this season. And that's what that represents. We are then shown the symbol of the White Walkers, which looks exactly like the symbol of the Targaryen symbol. And if you wonder why that is, I have a video on that. You should check that out. But that's why I think that the Lannisters will fall at the hands of the Night's King and the White Walkers. And that is why the last thing we see is the Night's King's eye. Because the true battle is finally upon all of Westeros, and only Jon Snow will be the one to save them. So make sure you hit that notification bell so that you are alerted to the next time I upload a video from YouTube. And if you like the way I do this, please thumbs up this, please spread this across the realm, and please subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.